also lots of...
Okay, we're here with Natalia Outkina in her studio. She's going to give us a little rundown of what she's using, what she's presenting with, and some of her work. So here's Natalia.
Hello. So this is a Skoda brush which I recently brought from my trip to Spain, and I really like it. So it's synthetics plus natural here. It holds lots of water and paint, and this is for my largest paintings. This is square brush from silver black velvet, also very nice, and it's natural. We also have this type of brush. The rest of the brushes I will show you later, but my favorite brushes are these ones. So flat brushes, bamboo with gold here, and I'm able to paint the whole painting only with this brush, because you can produce different touches, tiny touches, lines, flat touches, and so on. So see, this is where I keep it to dry, and there are different other things which I will show you later, because this is my web camera, and that's where I teach people online. I can put it lower or higher, and that's where I see people's work, and I'm able to comment it, plus I record everything. This camera allows you to record the lessons as well. Plus, you can do recording through Zoom. So I have unlimited Zoom, and that's what I use for my lessons. Here are my watercolor paintings, some of them, just some of them. So I paint everything. I paint flowers, landscapes, portraits. I really like to paint portraits, and I like when the exhibition is related to some traditional subject. So this was about Ecuador. This is African beauty, right? This is actually Michael Solovyov's portraits, one of my latest portraits. This painting was participating, actually held for several months in Mexico Museum of Watercolor. This is my mom's portraits. And there is a painting of my sister, because I came from the family of artists. My mom is an artist and my sister is an artist as well. I also paint in acrylics, and this wall can show you my acrylic painting. It's Canadian landscape, right? On the sides you can see oil from my sister, just the proof that we have an artist family. Yeah, that's my sister's painting. So watercolor from my sister, who paints mainly flowers and several other things. So see, irises. So we both like gardening, and she's very, very good with painting flowers. Very clean, nice, proper, classical watercolor. We can go to my other part of the gallery, mainly about the landscapes. So there are several landscapes in watercolor, and this is British Columbia, built in British Columbia. This is from, that's based on the lesson with Ilya Ibryaev, who is very good artist in watercolor. This is acrylics painting, and I do it in watercolor manner, using tiny layers, transparent paints and layers. This is my sister's painting, of course. So this is very classical watercolor painting, and the light just can show you how good it is. We can see here the portrait of my daughter. I think it's about 3 years ago I painted my daughter in watercolor, and it won several awards in different exhibitions. This is the painting which was done by my mom in oil. So mom is an artist, and one of her paintings. I will show you also this painting, which won, I believe, second place in Indonesia Watercolor Society exhibition. This is the chief of cannibal tribe. Of course, that's not what they currently do, but sometimes they just get dressed up for the tourists, and it's quite a character. Yes, let's go to the kitchen. It's actually art gallery everywhere. We just finished our lunch with Ian, Jan, and his lovely girlfriend Monica. So this is also some of watercolor paintings of mine and my sister. This painting, this landscape, will be printed as the Christmas cards by one of the famous Canadian printing companies. So they asked for my permission. We signed the contract, so it will be printed. Those roses are paintings of my sister Larissa Kralj, quite famous Croatian artist. She paints in watercolor and oil. This is my landscape painting in watercolor. I like painting different seasons in watercolors. And this painting will be exhibited in Greece, in Saloniki. I believe it's in August, from August to October. Yeah, so it was one of 20 selected paintings to be exhibited in Greece. I also like gardens, gardening, cooking. Yes, my usual outfit is apron. Yes, like all artists use it. I can show some more of my paintings if you wish, and especially I would like to show it to my lovely guests. Let's use this light. So those are half-size watercolor paintings. My peonies, I really like painting peonies, and I found that it's a bit challenging to paint them and not to have them dry, not just looking at the photo, but giving them some life, some move. Let's see what next is here. All right. So this is the painting which I have done for Indonesia competition, because when you have to submit something for the exhibition, you have to paint several things to choose the best to submit to. So at least that's my approach. I usually do several paintings before I found that one I like more or less than other. This is watercolor painting, still life painting. So my favorite watercolor palette is blues and browns. Browns can have all oranges in it, right? So it's from the light golden color to the deepest brown color. And blues are mainly about indigo, cobalt blue, and ultramarine blue. So three blues which I like the most. This is the painting of my daughter, portrait of my daughter. She is very different because she is a model, so yes, she might look different in different paintings, but yes, that's her. Let's see what is next. This is nasturtium, and this is a watercolor painting based on the photo of one very good photographer, Ilona from Romania. So she sometimes provides me with very nice photos, but when I have a chance, I prefer to paint from real flowers, like those peonies. Oh, this is a marina in Etobicoke. The boats were there on the still water, and I went for plein air painting, and I really enjoyed the weather and just staying there, and I chose random boats to paint with, without any particular focal point, but you might see that this one just steps out from the row of the white boats, and yeah, so I like that. It took me an hour, maybe an hour and a half, I don't know, So it was fresh, light, and that's what is good about it. It's not overworked, I would say. And the main challenge doing plein air painting is to catch the light and the shadows. All right. So those are roses made on very soft Indian handmade paper. I really like the touch of it. It's very soft and silky, very nice. So it's more like abstract painting. And if you notice, my style is not always very realistic, but it can be half abstract, half realistic. I have a grandson, and his mom is from Guyana, so he is a dark-skinned, very lovely boy, very bright. And last year, when we were at the cottage, and he was playing with huge peaches, I took several photos of him. You cannot really do the portrait of the toddler who moves constantly. So he was 1 year old, and I made this portrait a little bit later, but I really like it. His name is Vincent, and he was named after Vincent van Gogh, and he already likes painting. Yes, it's true, he likes painting. I gave him even watercolor, I gave him watercolor already. And another, yes, so it's also Vincent, a bit different, but you can see that it's the same boy. So this is more of his body involved and more surroundings. This one is more focused on his face. And it's called Mom. Do you want some peach? Some peach, because Mom was from the left side. So he was actually talking to his mother, and that's why his face is pointed to the left. This is also the painting which has a history. This is plein air, done on plein air in our neighborhood in Etobicoke. It's called Riverside, different old houses. And I was staying in front of this house, trying to catch the light. This was participating in Indian plein air exhibition in 2023 in December and January. So it was chosen as one from Canada, and I'm very proud of the results. So I like it. It's very fresh. You can see plein air paintings. They are fast, fresh, not overworked. Oh, this painting participated in a Malaysian Watercolor Society exhibition in spring, and it was chosen under a category of animals. So it's called Family Time. This is portrait of my student, Valentina. She's 8 years old girl, and her mom sent me the photo showing this light, half faces and light, half faces in the shadow. So I made the painting, and I really like the result. What else we have? Let's see. So there are a few more paintings. Again, it's about Japanese exhibition in Japan, a recent exhibition in Japan. So I was doing several paintings, but eventually I sent the third one. So the third one was sent, which is different, but I like to do those traditional faces paintings. I like to learn the difference, for example, between Japanese and other Asian faces. What is different? You can see that they have straight nose, right? So it's they're very beautiful, those ladies. This is one of my old paintings, still life, again made from real sunflowers and apple, half abstract, I would say. And here where I was playing with the fire just to make it more ancient look, I would call it. What else we have? Yeah, sunflowers. So this is my peonies. This is what I taught for my students online. That's about ancient civilizations. So the students in person in my art studio, they were drawing the head of David from Michelangelo, still life, and the other students were given a reference photo, and that's where we learned how to do in limited palette this sculpture look. Body painting that was from Egypt, subject of Egypt. Yes. What else we have? Oh. So this is my Italian painting. The look to Uffizi Gallery. The light was very nice, so I took photo with this backlight, and this was done with my Monday online class for adult. So I taught them how to build a perspective and how to observe the light to make it making it as a focal point in your painting. Several small paintings, so this was also about limited palette and about the light in painting. This was given for my teenager students online. This is cottage life, little bit of pink, if you can see, quite unusual for me, but focal point is on flowers, not on the house, as you can recognize. This was done on the photo of another nice photographer, Jillian from US, and many people tried to paint it in different mediums. So I did it in watercolor, and I think that I like it, as well as the photographer really appreciated it. This is again about cottage life. I like spending time at the cottages, and was painting it based on the photo of one of my friend. I was painting this flamenco with my Monday adult online class to show the body in move. So we were learning about the proportions in the body, and not just staying still, but moving. And I can tell you that just recently I had the experience to be in Spain and to see the real flamenco show. Is the most passionate thing, the most powerful thing which I ever saw in my life. That much passion they put in their dancing, those flamenco dancers and also singers. So I think that it came quite close to the real flamenco dancer. That was just for teenagers, very simple painting, nothing special, I can tell you, with some sketch in the garden. This is the only sketch which I have left from my trip to Fabriana in Bologna, because the rest was either sold or I left it as gifts to people who I liked. So the only sketch of Fontaine Neptune in Bologna, which I have left for myself. This is lilacs from my garden with some peaches and apples. Yes, mix of season in one painting. And just small painting. What else I have? I do have something else. This is the result of our class for Monday people, for beginners. This is some village in France. Someone shared the reference photo, so I have painted it. This was kind of competition for people. It was subject was Sicily, and we were provided by several reference photos. So this photo I chose and painted it. This is what I made with Fabio Sebranelli workout. He had several, he actually has the workouts from time to time, and there was a workout when in 15 minutes we had to paint something. Not all people were doing it together with him, but I did 5 paintings with the same speed. So I like Fabio's style very much, and I learned a lot from him how to paint not separately the background and the subject, but do it at the same time together. So it's very nice flowing movements when you almost don't take brush off the paint, but you build together the background and the object, which is focal point there. This is still life painting, so you can see this sparkling effect. Look at this, Monica. Look, yeah. See? Those are special
Iridescent
paints
medium?
from Daniel Smith.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Watercolor made from the crushed graphite. They have a line where they make the pigments, use the pigment of real stones and gems. So it has this sparkling effect. Yes, interesting. I don't remember what was the subject, but this was done also together with my online students. Simple, fresh, more like Indian people do. They really like greens in their paintings. This is also one of those paintings from Fabio Sebranelli. Yes, there were 5 of them, so 2 left, I believe. I don't remember if I have any more. Yes, so this is also a result of my class with the students. And on another side, this was COVID time when we were very short in art supplies, and we used every piece of paper, and I have so many paintings done on both sides. So lucky clients who bought 1 painting but had 2. And the only challenge was how to frame it, so they framed it between 2 glasses. This is another area in Etobicoke. I really like painting Etobicoke landscapes with the buildings. Kingsway, very beautiful area. Kingsway. So one of the house which I built, which I painted in different seasons. So this is early spring. Yes, Kingsway area and Riverside are my most favorite places to visit. So
There's
this
the
is
classic one.
yes, that's what I was doing in the class. So you can see that this is more like morning, right? As the other painting is more like evening time. But it's all about Christmas, so you can call it Christmas morning, Christmas Eve. Same reference. This is still I've painted my lilacs again in this half abstract way, and I have this vase with these colors, green and lilacs. So one of the paintings from, I believe, last spring. And the last one is one of my earliest, 2019. I was sitting outside and painting the cottage which we rented for several years. So now we don't rent it, but at least I have memory of this wonderful place. So I believe this is everything for now. The rest was either sold, but quite good for the gallery. You still were able to see quite a lot, and thank you for Jan and Monica who came to visit me and spend time of seeing this and give me the opportunity to talk about the paintings. Yeah.
Good.
All the best to everyone.
Okay, that was Natalia Outkina, and I hope you enjoyed this tour of her gallery.
Okay, bye-bye.